Hi there, and Powerfully Unlabeled here. For those of you who have already seen a few of my videos, thank you so much for coming back and watching another one. For those of you who are new here, I have just started this channel 2 weeks ago, and I've been pulled to start this channel for probably a few years now, and finally mustered up the courage to go ahead and do it. So anyway, last night I had just a lot of lucid dreams, and there's a couple in particular that I felt a draw to go ahead and share them, because I feel like they could be messages for some of you. And the first one I want to talk about, is going to be in this video here, is it was one of those lucid dreams where you're kind of an outsider, kind of looking down an eagle eye. You're looking at the scene from an eagle eye, but you kind of like embody the I'm able to feel it, the emotions and feelings of all of the characters shown in the dream. And oftentimes there's one character that I could maybe relate to the most, but in this one I just wasn't quite clear who I would. I mean, I'm being told who it is, but you know, when I first woke up, I was like, this is kind of different. Maybe this is not necessarily for me, but you know, it actually probably is for me too. I don't know. Anyway, this one is, there are 3 characters. One character was a female, and she was in a street, and it was like a snowy, icy scene, and she was holding on to like a rod. It wasn't necessarily like a ski pole, but it was just like this metal rod, like cross between a cane and a ski pole or something. And she was doing some kind of a sports activity. I didn't feel like she was older. I felt like maybe she was a young adult, but she was doing some kind of an activity on the street with this cane, and she was just kind of, when I went into the scene, she was just kind of sitting down on the curb in the ice, like maybe she had fallen, but she was kind of in a contemplation, getting up and whatever, but she had this awareness. She had this awareness that there were some people observing her. And so the other 2 characters, there were these 2 male characters. One of them was a younger adult male, and the other one was an older adult male. And I felt like the younger adult male, like they both knew this character, but for whatever reason they weren't like interacting with her. They were just kind of observing her from afar. And the older male, I felt like he was like a father figure of some type, or an authority figure of some type, maybe an older uncle, or like I said, a father or a grandfather, or maybe a boss or a teacher or something. Somebody who really cared for her, though, a lot. Really cared for her. But and he was just kind of checking up on her, but like there was some kind of a, I don't know if I want to say like a taboo or something to it. Like maybe he felt like for whatever reason he wasn't like within the main circle of people in her life or whatever. And like maybe he felt it would be inappropriate to just go up to her, you know, to ask her how she was doing or feeling or whatever, or, you know, to express that he missed her, or just genuinely wanted to know how she was doing. So he just kind of stayed back and just kind of observed, because he, you know, out of curiosity and out of all the care that he had for her, he just wanted to know how she was doing, right? But, and then this other character, I felt like he was just, he was observing alongside with her, but he was like, he didn't have any like close relationship with the male. Like, it's kind of like they were both strangers that kind of met, but the thing that they both had in common was that they're observing her. And the younger male, he was maybe a brother or a cousin or something to her, but he also wasn't interacting with her. He was just kind of there. And and then the older man, he kind of looked over to the younger boy, and like younger adult male, and he asked him, do you think she's okay? And then the younger male, he says, oh yeah, she's fine. She, don't worry, she always gets back up. She always finds a way. She'll be okay. Just don't, just, you know, let it be, whatever. It's fine. And during this little interaction, she was completely aware that they were watching her, and she was completely aware of, this is where I think that might have been me. I don't know, but and she was completely aware of their conversation and stuff, and then so she's just like, whatever, I'm just gonna ignore it. It's fine. They just let them observe, and I'm just gonna move on with myself. But actually, this boy is right. I do get myself back up, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. So she gets back up and starts doing her thing. Like, this is where I'm confused, and it probably doesn't matter, but I don't know, maybe she was what is that, ice skating or whatever, some kind of a weird activity. I'm not sure exactly, but that's probably not important. But she goes back to doing what she's doing. She's practicing her whatever she's doing mobility wise. And so then the younger male kind of fades out, and it's just the older male, and he's just kind of glancing at her. He sees that she's getting back up, and so he just kind of turns slowly away, and he's just kind of like, oh, okay, well, she did get back up. I guess she's okay, and she probably doesn't need me here, so I'll move on, and I'll just check back some other time, you know. And then the female, he's just kind of turn and take a couple steps, really slowly though. She, all of a sudden, she was like, she felt this magnetic pull, and then she was like, well, wait, no. She's thinking, well, wait, no, I don't want you to stop observing me. Like, and she's just kind of realizes that was comforting her. And so she was like kind of feeling the sadness of him leaving. So she just kind of slowly went towards him, and you know, she called out his name, just kind of gently, you know, I'm not going to say the name, but she says the name, and then he just kind of slowly turns, but his head was down. It's like he was ashamed to look at her, you know. And then she said the name again, and then he just kind of slowly looked up, and that when their eyes met, it's like she could see, like, I'm starting to feel it again, but it was really intense, because he was like really, it's like he was so sad. Like, he cared so much for her, but he felt like, maybe I'm not supposed to be a main character in her life, so it's kind of weird that I would feel so much for this girl, but I really do care about her. And it was nothing sexual or anything. It was just a genuine caring for this person, like maybe father daughter, or uncle niece, something like that, big brother or little sister, something like that, like a real genuine care. But he wasn't that for her, in this lifetime or whatever. So it was like, and maybe for whatever reason, like I felt like he didn't want to openly connect with her, because maybe there was some people within his inner circle that maybe would not have liked that he was doing that or something. I kind of felt that, and because there was something there that felt like not necessarily that it was a taboo, but maybe it was just a fear of his that people would construe it that way. I don't know, but I know this is a message for somebody, but he really cared about her, and she could feel it, and she knew it, and it's like she actually was comforted by how much he cared for her, and she appreciated it and stuff, and she understood that like he didn't have to be right there, interacting with her consistently, like on a normal basis, like a normal person, like daily thing, but just the knowing that he did care for her and that he did check up on her once in a while, that she was really comforted by it. And it was like when they met eyes and she saw like that sadness and that genuine love, it's like when she said his name, it's like he understood that this was significant, that he cared for her, maybe it's like a teacher-student thing, like, I don't know, something like that. But she just kind of, she felt like he was kind of scared, but she just kind of lifted her hands up a little bit, like to give him a hug. And then he slowly lifted his arms up, and then they both just kind of came in together and gave each other a nice gentle hug. And it was so sweet. It was so sweet. And they were just kind of, cheek to cheek, and just stood in it, stayed in the hug for quite a bit. And the feeling that I got was like their hearts, like both of their hearts started beating, and they just kind of merged into each other. And it was such a beautiful dream. It was so beautiful. And then, if you're watching a stage show or something, and then the lights just fade out at the end of the scene, that's kind of how this one came out for this dream. It's like they were hugging, the hearts just kind of merged, and then the scene faded out, but the heartbeat was still there, and then my dreams kind of faded into other dreams, and that was it. But I woke up and I was like, wow, that was such a really sweet, significant dream, that there's someone who really cares about somebody else, and they're observing, they're there. And whether it's a teacher or some kind of a figure or whatever, or some kind of a guardian or whatever, people come into our lives for very specific reasons, even if it is a short amount of time. And but the love remains. And you look back on those memories with those people, and it's like you still feel that heartbeat, and you're thinking about them. They are there still, and that's kind of what I got out of that dream. And I just thought it was such a beautiful message, and that somebody might need to hear that. So if you can relate to that, and there's a person that comes to your mind, when I told the dream, that's probably who it is, you know. But anyway, thank you so much for listening, and I hope this helps somebody. I love you and have a beautiful day. Mwah.